Bring it back.
Okay, I'm back on the solar again, and I thought it'd be interesting to just see how long we can run a fridge for with absolutely no sun coming in. So at the moment, let's have a look. At the moment, time is 7:31 p.m. The old trusty phone. Battery status is sitting on 13.39. Let's have a look. Solar is showing it's night, obviously. 13.4 is what's showing here. And is it night time? Definitely. Camera's on infrared. Let's have a look outside. There you go. So what I'm going to do is plug the extension cord in to the inverter, turn that on, run the fridge outside the back there for as long as we'll go. We'll just run it for a few hours and see how much he pulls out of the battery over time. Plug him in. Alright. Turn it on. Okay, let's go to the fridge out the back. Okay, so we've got the inverter plugged into the fridge outside. There's the fridge cord going down to the back of the fridge. Running the freezer, frost free. Oh, starting to cloud up the camera. And there's the fridge. A few beers, a couple of other goodies in the door there. And of course the extension cord, which is going all the way through back into the shed. Okay, so back into the shed. Got the inverter going. Now I'm expecting my battery voltage to drop down pretty quick, which it has, but it'll drop down to a point and then pretty much stabilize at that. And she should run for a few hours, but we'll just see. So we turned it on at 7:30 p.m. That's my current status. We're 163 odd watts it's pulling out, so 12 amps it's pulling out. So let's just let that all run for a little while. I'll come back periodically. I'll tap my phone so we can see what the time frame is, and yeah, we'll just let it all roll. I mean, I'm quite happy to run these two batteries down pretty hard. I'm not that fussed about them really. They were given to me. They're pretty new, but they're way too small for what I need, and if I actually went out and bought batteries myself, I wouldn't be picking just 75 amp hours. But anyway, we'll let this system run and we'll see how it goes over a bit of time. Okay, just thought I'd pop in. It's probably been getting close to an hour, not quite, but getting close. Let's see where we're up to. So what's the time? Yeah, getting close, 10 minutes off an hour. Inverter running. Current battery status 13.10. So that's where we're sitting at. Basically just about after an hour of everything being running. So that's not too bad. So we're showing 13 volt there, according to the MT50 which is the remote for the solar. And this gauge dead on the battery, it's showing, yeah, just over 13 volts. Alright, so we'll let the system run for a little while longer and come back and I'll give you another update. Okay, now let's see what the time is. Alright, nearly 9 PM. And battery status 13.3 volts. Everything's still cruising. This system is showing 13 volts. So that's not too bad. There you have it. Well, we'll keep it ticking on for a bit more and we'll see how it all goes. Okay, so just walk back in the house. That's the time. So I'm going to check out the fridge. Oh yeah, Big Ben is chiming. Pretty cold night. I think it's only about, I don't know, 12 degrees Celsius. So there's the trusty fridge. This really condensates up. So still running, 9 PM, battery on 13 volts. So we'll let it go for another hour or so and just keep an eye on it basically every hour. Okay, here we go again. Coming out for another check. There's these fantastic bikes again. Alright, so let's have a look. Currently the fridge is on. It's drawing 157 watts, they're odd. Battery is sitting at 12.6. And our current time, 10:28. So we're still holding up pretty good. We're still holding up quite good. The inverter's showing us with 3 bars on the battery. 1260 is pretty good in my books. This chap, 12.6. So you probably noticed the level of the battery is going down, 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 down. But like I said, I'm pretty happy to run these down pretty hard tonight, these batteries, and just see what sort of time frame we need to run a fridge at if we lost power at night on 150 amps of battery and a 1500 watt inverter. Alright, I'll come back again shortly. Okay, let's go and have another look and see what the time is and where the battery is up to. Okay, you guys would know my shit inside out by now. It's a bloody mess. Alright, let's have a look at the time. There you go, 2 minutes to midnight. Current battery status, 12.85. And that's pretty impressive considering it's been 7:30 PM. Now we're midnight. According to Mr. Inverter, yeah, we're sitting on 3 bars out of 4, I think it is. Solar showing a 12.8. Batteries showing 12.8. 13.4 is what the inverter is pulling when it's been running for a few hours, so it comes down because it normally pulls about 20 watts when it's cold. So that's interesting in itself. So it's only pushing 1.05 amps, so that's not much at all. So obviously the inverter tapers off a little bit as it gets warm. Although saying that, I wouldn't say that's warm. Actually, I'm going to get my temperature probe and I'll measure that. Hang on a second. Okay, got the temp probe. Whew. Alright, let's have a look at the temperature of the... Let's give that a zap. Okay, that's showing 21.8. What's that showing? 13.18. So the inverter's slightly warm. 21 degrees. Certainly not enough to kick in the fans, that's for sure. Batteries, what are they doing? 15. So both batteries are on 15. So an inverter that's not being used, out in the shed, and an inverter that is being used. It's certainly not warm enough to kick the fans in. So no, I'm quite impressed with that. That's pretty healthy for only 150 amps of battery. You know, again, we're oops, there you go, night time. Oh, it's getting fresh out here. Oh yeah, fridge is running, I can hear it. What have we got down here? Yep, still running. Freezer. Wow. Check out, does it start fogging up? That's running fine. Alright, let's go and see what's going on in the shed. Hello. Okay, back to the shed. Or the toy box. Now the fridge is running. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, fridge is obviously kicked back in. 175 odd watts being pulled out. That'll drop back to around about 160. 12.5 volts on the battery. And I'm quite impressed with that for those two 75 amp hour batteries. Honestly, that's really good. 10 past midnight now. So, yeah, tell you what, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Alright, we'll leave it that other hour and see how it goes. Okay, another quick update. What have we got? Time's 1:28 and hey, temperature's 21 inside. Alright, let's go and see what's going on with the batteries and whatnot. Okay, back out here again. Alright, let's see what's going on. Okay, put my cup of coffee down there, get my glasses on. The time now is 1:31 in the morning, and the status 4.71. Now that's outliving my expectations. That's quite good, especially for only 150 amps of battery. So the inverter still showing 3 out of 4 bars. We're sitting now on 12.8. Brilliant. Okay. Charge controller's voltage is saying 12.7. So, yep. I mean, obviously that's, you know, 0.1 of a volt out, whoopie-doo. But, you know, 7:30 p.m. until 1:30. That's pretty good. Okay, given that we've been running now for 6 hours, I'm actually going to let this run overnight and see exactly where it draws down to, which will make it, well, 7:30 in the morning obviously will make it 12 hours continuous, running in total darkness, of course. So naturally the system is asleep, but really that's status, you know. I'm impressed. I didn't think 150 amps worth of deep cycle battery would run my fridge this long. But even in saying that, you know, this is no recipe for a long-term functioning system, not by any means. But I can see that to definitely run my fridge overnight, if I get to the 600 amp storage capacities, which I want to, I can't see capacity being any problems. I would say, you know, if I was running 600 amps worth of battery, I would, by 7 o'clock in the morning, I'd be looking at this current voltage. Now, given the fact that these particular deep cycle batteries, they're actually considered flat when they're sitting at 10.9 is their rating. Yeah, when you start to shorten the lifespan of batteries is when you do run them from full charge at 13.1 all the way down to their baseline minimum. That's a complete, you know, deep cycle discharge. Yeah, you're going to get whatever's rated in the batteries, whether it's 500 full charges. But when you're doing partial charges, you know, obviously you're adding a lot more recharges up than that. So with 600 amps, I could see myself, you know, doing this exercise and at 7 o'clock in the morning looking at that kind of voltage. But it's going to be interesting to see what voltage this actually pulls, you know, down to by then. So just to recap on our time, yeah, 1:37 a.m. System sitting quite happy on 12.7 volts. On these batteries, 10.9 is considered stone flat. 13.1 is them fully charged. So I think we'll run this all night. Let's see what it's sitting at by 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm going to do a follow-on video to have a look at how this MPPT controller does the charge backup. Now when it comes to that, I've got to keep in mind that I'm, you know, at least 2 panels down. I mean, I can run 5 at max, and I've only got 2 at the moment, so I want to throw another 2 panels on it. And I think if I had the 2 panels, 4 panels in total rather, I'd be able to recoup that without a problem. But yeah, all right, let's run it. I'm going to hit the hay. The next scene you'll see will be me at 7 o'clock in the morning. Alright guys, it's 6:25 a.m. Let's go and have a look and see where everything's at now. Alright, how's it going? There's the sky. As you can see, just starting to come up. Okay, this is going to be interesting to see where it's at. Ooh, it's a bit chilly this morning. How low will the battery be? This will make it the 11-hour mark. Let's have a look. What's our time? 6:32. And what are we showing? Well, there you go. Wow. So give it another hour till 7:30 AM, and I'm surprised this will run overnight. Wow. I wouldn't do it every single day on these batteries, but it certainly didn't pull them down anywhere near as much as I thought it would. That is really, really impressive. Alright, we'll give it another hour and see what happens. So that's our status. It's interesting to see also that the inverter's dropped another watt. Let's see if it's see if Mr. Inverter has gone up any warmer. What have we got here? Okay, what have we got? That's the inverter chipper. So the inverter stayed very stable. Wow, that's really, really good. So there you go. That's the 11-hour continuous running overnight. You can see it's just starting to come up at daybreak. We're setting on 12.25. Alright. Well, I'll definitely give that another hour. Well, that is excellent to know that if I lost power overnight, I can run the fridge overnight on 150 amps worth of storage. There you go. Okay, that's our 7:30 mark, our 12-hour mark from Big Ben. 1 minute discrepancy between the two clocks, that's not too bad. Let's go out and have a look and see what the fridge is doing. Okay, as you can see, we got daylight, we got a little bit of sun just creeping out. Go. Fridge is still going. Look out, Mr. Max. What? Okay, let's go and see what the solar's doing. This is going to be interesting. So this is the 12-hour mark. Certainly ran above and beyond my expectations. And what are we sitting at? Let's have a look. Okay. Oop. Get that to refocus. Okay, there's our current status on the 12-hour mark. 12:18. And the time, there you go, 7:37 AM. see, the sun is coming up. And at the 12-hour mark, battery status still 3 out of 4. And our temp, let's have a look. That's the temperature of the inverter. So, wow. I stand corrected. 150 amps worth of storage will run the fridge overnight. Pulls us from just over 13 down to 12.1. So that's still leaving the batteries in a pretty healthy state. And what's happening here? Okay, right, I've got just enough sun or light to activate the solar panels, so I'm just starting to charge back in from 7:30 in the morning. Let's go and have a look and see what amount of light is on the panels. Alright, well, as you can see, it's another clear day, and we're not getting sunlight directly on the panels yet. It's still quite shaded, as you can see. So probably another, I don't know, half an hour or so, and those panels will actually see direct sunlight. So there you have it. That is absolute proof that this system, yeah, will run overnight. I'm very impressed with that. Well, there you go. That's been a bit of a journey. And now I know precisely that I can run my fridge completely off-grid overnight on the storage I've got. But again, you know, for the long term, I certainly wouldn't be sticking to only 150 amps worth of batteries. It doesn't give me much headroom for cloudy days or anything like that in terms of poor charge up. Okay, this scale here is based on a pair of batteries my brother's got in his boat that we had to look at the specifications, and that's what his AGM boat batteries are situated for. But looking at this scale, you know, I'm probably around the 25% mark, so my batteries are drawn down to 30%, say, basically. But given that those particular batteries I've got, they're actually for industrial machines, they are 12 volt, and on their rating, instead of 0 to 11.8, they actually state 10.8 or 10.9. But yeah, that gives us an indication, so we can definitely run them overnight, which is really good in case if we lose power overnight with a fallen tree on the power lines or anything like that, because it's happened before. Alright, well, the next video I'll do that follows on from this will be charging the batteries back up on the solar and seeing how that goes.